So first of all, Dave, congratulations
Thank
on the
you.
film. It's intense but very heartfelt and emotional.
Thank you, thank you.
So when you're enacting a script about one of the worst days in the history of Mumbai, how do you get into that mind frame?
A lot of stress, I guess. I was kind of at the building blocks of this film very early on. I was creating this character with the director, and I really wanted the story to be told right. And Anthony was passionate about not pulling any punches. I went to India a month beforehand to let the city soak into my skin. I went to, Sikh slums. I went to the temple, the Gurudwara. I learned how to tie the bugri, and I did as much as I could to be as authentic as I can. But you're doing it because people actually suffered, people actually died. There are survivors, and you're going to do the best you can to do, their story justice.
Right. And I read that your character wasn't initially a Sikh, and you pitched it to Anthony. So
Yeah.
why so?
Because I guess I wanted more. I wanted to say more with the little, because it's such a big ensemble on screen. You actually don't have a lot of screen time. You're kind of segmented up. So I was like, what can I actually say in this movie that will, educate the masses? And I think the Sikh community is a really underrepresented community in cinema. And I read this article about these taxi drivers that were being targeted and attacked after September 11th. And they were Sikh, and people were calling them terrorists and all sorts of names. And it was just really, really sad. And I was like, this would be great to put in this hotel where people are turning on each other, and you see this man with this turban and this big beard, and to the uncultured eye he looks like an intimidating terrorist, but actually he's the complete opposite. And what that turban and that beard represents is togetherness and love and nobility and helping your neighbor.
Right. And it's not just a story of terror, but as you said, it's also socioeconomic divide, there's religion. So how important is it to educate the masses with this
Yeah,
story?
absolutely. Like the biggest character of the film is the hotel itself. Like, it is a microcosm of India. You've got the poor, coming from slums, and like my character putting on this magical cloak, which is his uniform, and then he's allowed to pour very expensive vodka for Russian billionaires. And in a city where these people would never really rub shoulders, you can do that in this hotel. But when the terrorists come, all of those tags that we have placed on society and those positions dissolve away. And that was fascinating to me. And it's also, there's a lot of shades of grey. There's a title inside the kitchen that says guest is God. And it shows just to the length of what people, the service that the staff was providing. They really wanted to treat their guests fantastically. But also, it's also a servitude that you start to see play out in those attacks that, it's obviously left over from the colonialist, kind of class structure that was created around then.
Yeah, it was really nice to see those different layers as well.
Yeah.
You once said that when you do a film, you come out changed as a human being. So how is
I said that.
Yes.
That's good. Yeah.
So how has the experience of this film changed you?
Yeah. The immediate response was that it was hard, like hotels, and you're constantly checking the exits, and it kind of, because you're in a mock terrorist attack for 3 months, it's kind of get a trauma from that in a way. But it's still make-believe, obviously. But you give a part of yourself to these roles, and I hope when people watch me on screen, I maybe am not the best actor, but I hope they see a lot of heart, and they see someone really, really trying. And I think that's the truth, really. It means a lot to me, this one.
It definitely does, and there's definitely a lot of heart, because especially the end scene when you're finally reeling from it all, you can definitely tell that on screen.
Yeah, thank you very much.
And lastly, this film showcases everyday heroes. So who's the hero in your life? Who inspires you?
Who's a hero in my life? Probably my parents. Yeah, mum and dad.
Of course.
I'd say. Yeah.
Thank you so much for chatting with us.
Thank you
Wishing
very
you all
much.
the best.
Thank you. Thank you.